All right, here we are at Tugaloo State Park in May of 2022. I'm doing this one at 20 minutes. It took about 60 minutes to run the course, so the video is 20. So yeah, I'm moving fast. Not as fast as the last time. Still experimenting. The starts at Tugaloo are always uphill. You've got to go up steeply, get on this road, go up steeply some more. Yeah. In this case, I'm just going to take this trail up to number 1. At this event, I did make a couple of mistakes, small errors. Yeah, you'll see as we go along. Following the trails up, up, up. Checking the code, looking for the code, the description to see what the heck I'm looking for. And there it is. Now here I did wander off a bit. Start off going straight line and then decide, well, heck, I'll just go up back to the left and get on the trail. Crossed over the old road here and yeah, had to pause for a second and say, where is this? Got on the trail. One reason for going this way is to avoid all that green bar. Not sure what that was, but didn't look too inviting. There's more climb, of course, going this way. And when I got up here, that trail dead ahead was blocked. So I guess that's, they don't want people to go that way. It didn't stop me, of course. And then I decided, the heck with the trail, I'm just going to get in the ditch. Since that ditch was pretty big. Must be an old road. Changes to gully. And then I veered off to the right. So that I could drop right down into the control. I've got the camera pointing up a little higher this time, so you don't even see some of these controls, but I punched it. We're moving on. Point here is just to get down to the road as quickly as possible. Avoiding the steepest part of the road cut anyway. Oh, there we go. And now, when to get off the road, but that's pretty easy because there are power poles. Just past one. I'm looking off to the left to look at that earth bank, and it's there, I guess. So I'm just going to go to the next power pole and then drop in the woods. And there it is. The plan here is just to go down the reentrant. There's green there, which doesn't show up too well on the map and the video, but it looks pretty green on the actual map. According to Bill, those are pawpaw trees. Oh yeah, just push through the pawpaws. And as soon as we come out the other side, there should be the control. Yep, there it is. I started a little later in the day, so air punch was working for me. So I didn't spend any time at the actual control. Just sort of wave over it and it punches. Now here's where I made my mistake. I was just going to contour over. Looks Looks like I'm right on line, actually. Moving right along. And I did recognize that, hey, there's a smaller reentrant before the bigger reentrant, and I must have just passed above it, as I didn't see it. Then I saw some rocks. Okay, I'm looking for a rock something. So I go down to the rocks and no control. So then I keep going up a little higher, and I see a control off in the distance. No, that's on the trail. So then I turn around and go back. I don't think I wasted much time there. That was control number 4. Yeah, it only took 3.5 minutes. It probably should have taken 2.5 or 3. A few seconds, maybe. 30 seconds, probably. And this, yeah, the GPS is not working too well while running through the campground. But that's what that little road is. And on this one, yeah, I'm just going to go down and hit that trail. Go down this road to the right. Start up this trail. The GPS gets really confused in here. But basically, I cut off the corner of that trail because it's so open in here. Not much point in going around. Eventually I hit the trail again. Past somebody else's control. And I'm looking for rootstocks at this point because it's between rootstocks. So there's a couple over there, so I just run right to them. And there it is. And once again, we're going back down to the road. Although it's not going to help us a whole lot. Visibility was real good, so you could see the road from a long way off. And the map scale, here was 1 to 7,500. Most of our maps are 1 to 10,000. Although I knew it was 1 to 7,500, I still had some errors with the scale. It's what you get used to. Now here we've got these crossing roads. I could have just stayed on the road and gone all the way over, but to heck with that. I'm just going to cut through the woods and cut off that corner of the paved road. Hit the and try to aim for that old track. I guess it's going into the woods there. Pop out onto the road, and there's a track right in front of me. So no problem. And this is some kind of earth bank where they've been pulling out dirt for some reason or other. And there's some trash around it. That's what the black circles are. Now here, of course you can't see the complete leg on here, but there was an option to go down by number 12 on the way to number 8. But by the time I realized that that was an option, I was already well on my way. Quite along in here somewhere, I'm thinking, you know, I could have gone down. Too late. Going more in a straight line. Run down the spur, pop out on the road just to the north of the ranger's house. And I didn't spend any time there either. Just go right back into the woods. Down that spur. Cross the entrance, go up the other side. I never did see the lower trail. Not that I was really looking for it at that point. Going up with the intention of hitting the upper trail. Wiping the sweat off. Looks like I'm staggering. It was a cooler day than usual. It was, I think, in the 60s when I started out, which is pretty good for May. And these old roads were not that hard to follow, but then I didn't stay on it very long. Up, and then look for the shallow reentrant, and there it is. And then here we're just going to cross this huge saddle. Cross this next paved road, which, you know, I'm looking for pavement, but when I get down there, it's very old pavement, as if it is abandoned or something. And then just before we get to the green bar, rough open, whatever that is, it turns out to be very thick green stuff. Just before we get there, we should come into that gully and rootstock. There it is. Punch, move on. Here I just want to pass to the west, of the end of that old road. Just piled up with all kinds of old trees and stuff. And then down. This area over here is more junky than what we have seen. I was trying to avoid that and get back down on the trail. So it pushed me a lot to the side there. But then hit the trail, come back, down around the reentrant, head off, and I can see some piles of dirt up there, which is probably a good indicator of pits, depressions. So yeah, hit for the piles of dirt, and there's the control. Now here's another long leg, and decide to just go up and see what this old trail, old road looks like, and see if we can follow that for a while. And it turned out to be not that bad, so I'm running along it. Or getting off to the side of it, or whatever it takes to get through. It opened up quite a bit in here. Now if I could look up as one of these shallow re-entrants and see my other control, which I've already punched, but I didn't see it. And right along in here somewhere, oh, past another orienteer. I decided to cross up and go over this bit of a spur. Cross the other old trail right there. And then down. God, I can see the road. Very obvious. And here's where I made another error. When I came out on the road, I looked down and, that's too steep to go down. So I had to go down to the power pole and then cross down. And by that point, I have sort of lost track of exactly where I'm coming out. I should have just crossed the trail and kept going down, but instead I ran along the trail, and the GPS gets really confused in here, but I'm running along this trail, and then I see, heck, there's a picnic shelter. What the heck? So yeah, I've gone too far. Back to the left and go down. That was control 11, and it took me 7 minutes and 39 seconds. I don't know how much time I wasted by just going too far on that little trail. Probably less than a minute, I'd say. Or at least a minute. And then coming through here, yeah, I've got to get up to the road again. Eventually I find the trail, get on it and run along. If you can see over there on the map, you can see my heart rate, which is what, 152 at this point. Yeah, 153. And my time, 52 minutes. I didn't spend much time on the road, back into the woods, because I did not want to let the scale screw me up again. Yeah, I'm just going to go up this spur. And if you'll notice, there's a ditch to the left, the ditch I'm looking for, and an old road to the right. The old road looks just like a ditch too. So yeah, let's keep these things straight. Cross some fallen logs, there's mine. And down. Cross the road as quick as possible. We're closing in on it now. This next one is just a trail junction, and then it's a run into the finish. GPS seems to have stopped at this point, but yeah, I'm still moving. It was a thicker vegetation or something was giving it a difficult time. So, there's the control. Oh, the GPS has caught up with me now. And then run along the lake trail into the finish. There we go.